Okay, so I'm going to be removing the accumulator from this valve body assembly so that I can take off these gaskets. There's a top one and a bottom one, and there's a steel plate in the middle. And then I've got to clean it and then remove all the fun little stuff in the middle. Okay, so I have just removed the accumulator housing. It was under a lot of tension, and as I loosened each bolt, it would just pop up out of there a little bit more and a little bit more until, so I just did them all in a zigzag pattern gradually. It doesn't tell you how to remove it, it just gives you a diagram. But it does tell you how to put it back together, and it tells you to put it back together in a zigzag pattern, and I'm sure that's probably why. Okay, so first we've got this plastic accumulator. Let's see, a third clutch accumulator piston, and I've got a seal on top of there that I've got to replace. And it looks like one down here too. And then there's a spring. And then there's a bunch of goo. Huh. I guess. No, there's nothing else in there. Okay, so then this one is a little bit more complex, and it has this is a fourth clutch accumulator piston. Sorry, the other one is the third clutch accumulator piston. Okay, and this one has a snap ring on it, which releases it from this fourth clutch accumulator piston pin. So that's what it looks like all put together, and I don't know if you can see that snap ring, and it's moving on the snap ring. The snap ring sort of didn't snap, it just slid. Okay, so let's check and see. Okay, the pointy end goes down, and there's a little ribbed end goes up. Okay, and then we've got another spring. This one's black, the other one is green, and the other one is taller as well. So anyway, I'm getting all these parts to be cleaned and seals to be replaced in its own Tupperware. Oh, and we can't forget that snap ring that was on top of it all. So, get back to you. I just wanted to show you some of the pretty metallic stuff. I'm not finding it everywhere, but only in certain places. So I have to do some research and figure out why it's in the places it's in. But I mean, really gorgeous. If it wasn't in my transmission. Now I'm on the valve body. I've got the gaskets and the steel plate off. I've got to finish cleaning the gaskets off of the plate. But anyway, so here, some of these things just fly out at you, like this one's been trying to come out since I took it out, and that is the manual valve. And then this is the variable force motor, and it's held in by a 40 Torx right there. And so I take that out, and this holder here, and this will come out. And this, there we go, this is the Pwm Solenoid Assembly, and it's held in by a retaining clip right here, and I don't think you can see that. Let me into the light. There. Okay, so I'm taking everything out and putting it over here on a clean spot in the same order that I take it out. And as see, first I took off the Pwm Solenoid Assembly, took the clip out and took out the solenoid assembly, and in that hole, that would be this hole right here, right about here, there's a pin that goes down into this hole and slides, and there's a thing that when I stick my pick in there, you can see it move. Once I get my pick in far enough. See that move? Okay, so the pin is holding that, and there's a spring probably back here. So I was trying to figure out how to get that pin out, and I remembered on a forum that I saw. So first of all, I'm going to have to put pressure here, then I'm going to have to stick something in here to hold back the pressure of this spring, and what's the TCC regulator apply valve is what that other thing is called, and pull the pin out. And I don't have a special tool, but I saw a guy on a forum use one of these little hooks, and he screwed it in to the hole, and then pulled that pin right out, because I'm pretty sure you can't see, but that is hollow there. So I'm going to go ahead and try that and see how it works. Okay, so I tried to get it out of that hole. Tried with this gold one first. It was too fat. Tried with this one. It wouldn't twist in. I don't know what type of material it is. It almost looks like a Teflon metal in there. But I'm just going to keep going. So that was this hole. Next I've got this hole, and then I've got another one of those pins right here at the entrance to this hole. So maybe that one's close enough that I can see it and try and figure out how to get it out, and then do the same thing over there. So I'm going to keep working at this, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I removed this pin. I just sort of wiggled it and then pulled it up with the pliers, and then I took out this spring, and then that guy, which is called an Accumulator feed limit valve. Awesome. So now I'm gonna try and figure out this. And on my write-up it shows that there's supposed to be an actuator feed valve bore plug, and there was not one in this hole. It was supposed to be behind that clip I pulled out, and there was nothing there. So anyway, now I'm going to work on the next one, which is the accumulator valve. Okay, so I think I've discovered why there's not a lot of videos on valve body stuff, because it's really detailed, and all you can see is this labyrinth on top, but there's in each of these holes there's a bunch of springs and valves and stuff like that, and you have to try and get them out. So and there's pins in these tiny little holes sometimes that are holding a pin, and there's a piston behind it that has pressure from a spring. So what I did, essentially, since I didn't tape it, was I pushed the piston back with a pick, and then in here you can see it go past these different parts of the labyrinth. So then I would stick a pick in here to hold the piston back, and then I would release it from here, and this would hold the piston back, so it would release the pressure from the pin. So then I would just take some needle nose pliers and get a good firm grip and slide the pin up and then pull it out the top. That's how I did it. And so I've got all the pieces out. I've got some good pictures of them, and so now I've got to clean everything and put it all back together.